Incest monster Josef Fritzl, who had 7 kids with daughter he kept locked up for 24 years, may soon be released. Austrian monster Josef Fritzl, who fathered 7 children with his daughter while keeping her locked up as a sex slave for 24 years, could be released from prison after 16 years as he is deemed to be no longer a threat to the public. According to reports, Fritzl, now 88, received a life sentence in 2009 for the incest, rape, coercion, false imprisonment and enslavement of daughter Elizabeth in the cellar of his home in Amstetten, as well as negligent homicide for the death of one of 7 children she gave birth to. Under the terms of his sentence, Fritzl will be eligible for parole this year, and his release appears likely after a psychiatric report determined that he is no longer dangerous, the UK's Metro reported. I am already in the process of obtaining a conditional discharge for him, Fritzl's lawyer Astrid Wagner told local news outlet Kronen Zeitung. If the application is approved, which I assume will be the case, I would like to ensure that he gets a place in a home for frail people, he said, according to the Mirror. Josef Fritzl 88, the notorious Austrian prisoner who fathered 7 children with his daughter while keeping her locked up for 24 years as a sex slave, may soon be released after being deemed to no longer being a threat, EPA. It was not immediately clear when the final decision will be made. Heidi Kastner, a forensic psychiatric expert from Linz University, spent a year preparing the report concluding that the country's most notorious inmate no longer poses a public threat. She said he could be transferred through the normal prison system at the Kremstein jail as part of a first step toward being released, most likely to a nursing home to live out his final years. Elizabeth Fritzl at age 16. Fritzl appears to be confused, regularly talks to a TV, believes he is a pop star and discusses visits from family members that never happened, the report said, citing local media. He has also reportedly experienced multiple falls behind bars and needs a walker. Fritzl's crimes were first discovered in April 2008 after he took one of the children born to Elizabeth to a hospital due to a life-threatening illness. Police photo of the cellar where Elizabeth and her kids were held. Abacasa.com. Of the 7 kids born from the repeated abuse of his daughter between the ages of 18 and 42, 3 remained in captivity with her and 1 died shortly after birth. The others were raised by Fritzl and his wife, Rosemary, after he claimed they had appeared on their doorstep. Elizabeth, who was given a new name after the trial, now lives with her 6 surviving children in an undisclosed community referred to as Village X in the Austrian countryside, the Mirror reported. Josef Fritzl arrives at court for trial on March 19, 2009. AFP Getty Images. The children, now between the ages of 17 and 31, sleep in rooms with doors always kept open after undergoing weekly therapy sessions to help them overcome the trauma in the dungeon. In 2009, a year after she escaped captivity, Elizabeth found love with Thomas Wagner, a bodyguard 23 years her junior who'd been assigned to protect her, according to the outlet. This is vivid proof of love being the strongest force in the world, said one of her psychiatrists. Elizabeth and one of her daughters, Lisa, at age 14. With the approval of her doctor, she has ceased psychiatric therapies while she gets on with her life, learning to drive, helping her children with their homework, making friends with people in her locality. The expert said, she lost the best years of her life in that cellar. She is determined that every day remaining to her will be filled with activity, the psychiatrist added. She lost the best years of her life in that cellar. She is determined that every day remaining to her will be filled with activity, the psychiatrist added.